I love watching Brynn Heathcock fight.
He gets down, coming off a knockout of Ethan Deuce.
He's a scrapper.
He is.
Big time scrapper, man. Love watching him fight.
I've never seen anybody have as many crisp knockouts at the amateur level as Brian has.
No, I mean, and they might not even be as beautiful as the knockouts may be. The fight hasn't always been that beautiful leading up to it. You know what I mean? He's known to make things ugly against technical guys, and that's, for me, what allows him to be the guy who comes out on top, because he turns it into a brawl. He's with it. He backs you up against the cage. He lets his hands go. He puts his chin down, bites down, and punches you in the face.
And he's fast as hell.
Yeah, if you look back at the title shot he had against Ryan Houston, when he won and became the Bantamweight title of Cage Aggression.
Knocked Houston out, didn't he?
He was losing the fight and had gotten put up onto the cage, and Ryan had dropped a hand to his hip on the way back, and Brian capitalized. He sent that, found a home for it, and that was the end of the night.
Hey, I've seen him fight a few times. I've seen him fight in a different organization in Waterloo versus Tay.
Duarte?
No, I can't remember the kid name. Tay
Everett.
Tay Everett, man, and those two got down. Probably one of the best amateur stand-up fights I've literally ever seen. No lie. But I mean, and he had his back against the cage and just continued to stand there and get down.
He's a beast.
He rises to the occasion.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I just got a great feeling about tonight's fights, man. They got a lot of action-packed studs in here. Everybody looking for a finish.
And I've seen this guy. I seen him post his 3-mile run, and I believe it was in 26 minutes.
Yeah, like 26-3 or something like that.
Wait a minute. That might have been. I'm sorry. That was the 4-mile he did in like 26. Because it was very impressive, and a 26 3-mile isn't impressive. I do that on accident, but I'm a runner. Either way, he posted his numbers, he posted his workout results, and they were fantastic. He's put in the work. I like what Marty's Martial Arts is doing over there. I like the space that they have in the former F1 facility. I mean, they're doing what they need to do to keep the fighters rolling and keep the talent going in the QC, man. So we're here in Burlington. Lee's traveling. Neither of these fighters are from here, but they're both ready to put it on like it's at home.
Marty's been doing a great job of continuing to grow as a gym and as a coach to allow his fighters the opportunity to continue to grow and stay home and believe that they have what they need there, you know. And every fighter is different. Every fighter needs different things out of their camp, but what Marty's doing is he's trying to provide whatever he can for everybody that walks through his doors. So I really respect Marty. I always have. I fought a lot of his guys early in my career.
Absolutely. Same. But you know what? That almost makes you just adds to the amount of respect that you have for people that you shared the battlefield with.
I've lost more fights to Marty martial arts fighters than any other gym.
Well, that's because they have 30 fighters over there at all times. Yeah. I don't know another.
Their roster is deep.
I don't know another gym that has as many fighters in the gym on any given night. I mean, back in the day it was MMAG and Marty's, and then there'd be the battle. You get the MFS fighters and versus Marty's, and then the Evolution guys with Spencer and versus Marty's versus MMAG, and you know what I mean. And they put those black shirts on. They come out dark and rugged, man, and they're deep and they're with the shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 132 pounds. He trains with Maxie's Boxing Club. Joining us from Decatur, Illinois, Brynn, the Jedi Master Heathcock. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 136 pounds. He trains at Marty's Martial Arts. Joining us from Rock Island, Illinois, Lee Colvin.
And here we go.
Heathcock looking calm.
Fourth fight of the
Colvin
night.
looking hype.
Both of them just I'm excited for this one, man. This is probably gonna be the one where I'm too quiet. So
It's all right. I'll pick it up. I like my voice.
let's go. I like it too.
Now we're seeing southpaw versus southpaw. Heathcock not afraid to switch. I know Lee isn't either, so let's see how often they're going to be switching. A big thing to look for when people are switching their stances is what they do off of it. You should never switch your stance and just stand still. That's how you're going to leave yourself open and eat a big shot. So every time you see those feet switch, look for them to start working off of it.
Or switching and engage distance.
Yeah,
I'm big
get
on
out.
that. If you're going to switch when you're not in engaged distance. When you're in engaged distance, you switch and square up with me. What I worry about is getting caught in a double, especially in MMA.
Yep, you got your knees together, you're going for a ride.
And I love the aggressiveness out of Lee right now, but I think he's kind of going into the fight that Heathcock wants. Heathcock wants him walking forward, trying to get him to.
Well, Heathcock's
step into
been there for
punches.
those battles before,
Yeah.
right? You know, Heathcock has these battles. Lee.
If I'm
Lee
not
is-
mistaken, I don't think Lee has had a title fight for cage aggression.
No, I don't believe so. I believe
know
if
Heathcock has
he
went 5
wins
rounds, I
tonight,
think.
I feel as if he should be in that direction. Absolutely.
And I like to just point out Heathcock, when I met
combo
him,
there,
he
by
did
the way.
not, you could tell by his body style, he didn't take it as serious as he, just stepping into the cage. This guy doesn't look like he's got an ounce of fat on him. He's ready to step in here and throw every time now.
Yeah. Lee's athleticism is really helping him.
Great takedown there.
Right there,
and
especially
sweep
with
by
the
Lee.
sweep. That was all that athleticism you talked about there, that explosion-ness.
Great flow. Great flow. Maybe a snap down to an angle pick.
I think Lee's trying to set up an anaconda choke here.
And Brynn's out of it.
Yeah, did a great job.
And this
getting
is
his posture
really
back.
where Brynn is going to stand out right here, because Brynn has been in these battles.
You'll notice Lee's already taking those big, deep breaths. His mouth's open.
Brynn needs to be very careful with those from those lefts. Lee's letting that left go.
He's got power behind it, too.
He does. Speed, and he covers ground very fast.
Something I don't feel like a lot of amateur fighters, even young professional fighters, understand is the controlling the power you put into a punch. Not every punch needs to be 100%. A lot of your punches you're using to set up that 100% punch.
Yeah, you definitely don't have to commit to everything.
That's how you get so tired. You get tired quick when you're just committing all the time.
And that comes with training with high-level striking coaches and people who understand that. You have enough time with Spencer Fisher under that tutelage to understand that. Not everybody is, has reaped those benefits of having the king have his back.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. I used to tell people all the time, it's like I have a seminar every day.
Here we go, fellas. Get down then.
Right here, 10-second bell, they just start
Get
training.
down then. There you go, Eric Carr.
Great show of
Way to
respect,
get
both
in there.
fighters
I
stopping.
like it. I like
That's
it.
how we do it
Let's
at
go.
K-Aggression.
They
That's
acted
how
like that
we
was
do
the
it.
end of the fight, and that was the first round.
Joke's on you, gentlemen. You got 2 more rounds.
Now looking at these replays here, you can tell both these fighters, they want to get in there, they want to get after it. They're using those switches, they're doing all the things they need to do to create that angle for the punch. Both have landed some big shots. That's a hard round to judge there.
I
That's my
agree.
question. So
I do.
I'm not judging. I fight for reasons. I won't judge, and I'm commentating.
Nope.
So I don't know. I hope those judges are doing their job tonight.
And the judging standpoint, you can't even count the takedown because it was reverse straight stand up from there. So it's a hard one to score so far. Hopefully the second one of these fighters will decide to make it a little more decisive for the judges, or just go and finish.
I'm anxious to see how Lee how he adjusts. Brynn's gonna adjust as a veteran right now. Lee's adjusting as someone who might be a little new to having someone willing to stand and bang with him at this level. You know what I mean?
A lot of the time at this level, if somebody feels the power and the athleticism that Lee possesses, they're not going to be willing to just stand there and trade all night. But Heathcock's one of those people. His brother's a professional boxer, 2 weight classes above him. I'm sure he's always in there sparring. His whole family's boxers. All bigger guys than him in the gym. So he doesn't care how big you are, how strong you are. Standing in front of you and throwing those punches ain't nothing to Bryant Heathcock. Big back kick by Lee. Trying to land it.
Good kick there by Brynn.
It's not the first time he's found it. He's got it again there. He's throwing it too, but he's not throwing nearly as much into it.
He's
Now
looking for a guillotine there, and
he
Brynn's
pulls
fighting
guard.
hands a bit. Looks like he's gonna.
Now this is where you need to switch your grip. You need to push up on the hand rather than pull up on the hand.
Yeah,
When
you
you
really
pull
need
up
to-
on the hand, your wrist doesn't get to the point where it can cut off the other side carotid.
Fantastic.
He switches here to the DARS.
He's keeping the distance. He's pulling his arm down, but I would really like to see him maybe sit.
If I was him, I'd try to just drag him as far away from the cage as you could, if possible, because that cage is going to be what saves him.
It is, and if I was Brynn, I would honestly try pop my legs, start getting my hips up, start standing up.
Or if you knew a little bit of wrestling too, that would have been a good situation for a little sit-through fireman's. But that's about knowing your opponent and everything. Boxer like that, I don't think he's going to be doing anything like that.
Wrestling stuff.
Wrestling. Not everybody was fortunate enough to have Steve Rusk as a wrestling coach.
Nope. I throw hands, son. I really like to see a little better technique, and that comes with high-level sparring. You know what I mean? Brynn is a little bit more comfortable in his striking. Lee is very fortunate to be able to have the athleticism that he has and move his head, but that chin is very high.
Yeah. Heathcock continually dropping his head too. I wonder if Lee's going to recognize that, begin to throw that rear uppercut instead of the straight.
Yeah. Tighten those hands up, keep that chin down a little bit better, and Lee will have a better chance of landing those punches, especially that left.
Notice how he ducks off to his right every time Heathcock does.
Yeah. So this is one of those fights where those guys they understand power, and they're both athletic enough and are both really good counter fighters. So there's not too much contact being made. I see Brynn's got a split to his forehead maybe somewhere.
It looks like he's leaking a little bit from his forehead.
Yeah. And these guys they're such headhunters, man. I really like to see a little more body shots, some kicks. You know what I mean? He's got a nice little gash in the forehead.
I think that might have been
10
from a
seconds.
headbutt.
10 seconds in the second round.
That might have
The
been when
overhand
they
right.
engaged.
There's that overhand right. Or good clinch with the good clinch work from Lee right there. Way to end the second round.
Now, since we're in between rounds, I'd like to talk a little bit about some new rules that we've had in the sport. What do you guys think about the greasing in between rounds? I believe it's going to be something beneficial for everybody. Hopefully see cuts like the one on Heathcock here not appear as often.
I mean, being that I legitimately my last bout was boxing, and I'm making that transition over to boxing. I'm all for it. I think it's beneficial. Leather don't stick to your skin as much. It allows you to, and I believe in the big shows you're allowed grease for gashes. But now you can
only in between rounds.
Yes, but now you can grease without gashes. You can reapply.
Right.
Compared to or opposed to only on a wound.
Which, if we're talking about safety in the sport, that's a huge addition that's going to help a lot of fighters.
That Vaseline allows you to sweat a little bit more, close your pores, and allows that leather to not stick to your face so much. You know what I mean? And like you said yesterday, Dom, if we can add, or if we can reassure longevity to our career, especially to explosive fighters, and the fans win.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I want is to be 25 and I've had so many cuts on my face that I can't fight anymore.
Yeah, I've been fortunate, man. The only cut that I had was from the BKFC, the bare knuckle boxing. So,
which that's the whole appeal of that sport.
Yeah, that one, it gets rough, but that's what we do, man.
Here we go, third round.
Now both
and
these
I think
guys look
so
like
far, I think Lee's got the advantage here. I think he's got control of this fight a little better than Brynn does.
Yeah, his athleticism, I feel, is winning him the fight. He's able to punch and not be punched as much. If Brynn maybe possibly get a takedown, that might help solidify. Same for Lee. Now these guys they're throwing strikes and a lot, and I'm completely fine with that. But I would like to see the strikes to have a little bit more purpose. Pick your punches a little bit more, guys. Save a little bit more. Be a little bit more methodical with your setups. Pump that jab a little bit more.
Oh, Lee lands a couple good punches there.
He does. He really does. And in those exchanges, good. Another right.
Good.
Having fun out there. Doing his thing.
Yeah, he's getting real comfortable. You can tell. Just kind of waiting. waiting for Brynn to come in so he can fire off some more punches. And really, that's all he needs to do at this point. He doesn't have to pressure too much, you know.
Nope.
And I don't condone that, you know. I think you should always look to finish a fight, but you know, he's comfortable in there. And, you know, what he's doing is working every time he's doing it. So why change it? You know?
Having
If it
fun.
ain't broke, don't fix it.
Having fun, gaining the experience. At least pumped up. Good inside
kick
leg
there.
kick.
Swing shots right in the middle of the cage.
Get down there, boys. I like it. I don't know me as a stand-up fighter. I'm all for this right now.
With just over a minute left in the round, too. A lot of action
And
left.
Brynn still pushes the issue. Once again, those inside calf kicks right now are, I recommend them to Brynn. A little late to use them. If he would have used them in the first round, it might have added up in the third round.
But you know, even more than just the pain factor and the damage factor, it's getting Lee off balance almost every time he lands it.
Yep.
And then he can throw some punches.
I'd go inside leg kick and then go lead uppercut. That's one of my favorite combos. I don't know if that was a slip. But Brynn's with it, man. And he's getting punched, but he's still continuing to come forward.
Lee, Heathcock, like we said, he's a boxer, comes from a boxing gym. He's used to those long, grinding practices like you, Sean, like you talked about. These guys getting in there, getting after it.
We're in our last 30 seconds here, fellas. Let's see how they. Good hands. He's counter punching, but Brynn's aggressive. Once again, these judges got their work cut out for him. Maybe I'd like to see him step his head off the angle. Every time he walks in, he just walks in straight forward.
Heathcock starting to find
Fantastic job,
some
fellas.
home for those punches a little late.
Fantastic job.
That's going to be one of those fights. It's going to depend on. We'll see what they.
That's my fight of the night, Boat, so far.
Yeah, that was a solid one. But
Yeah,
many
lots
more
of
to
action
go.
there, especially in the third round. You know that both those guys looked like they were in the first round. Still throwing punches with a lot of mustard on them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love mustard.
All right. Leave it to the judges. Hand it over to Jay Vargas for our announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to your judges' scorecard for our decision. Our judges scored this contest 30-27, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Lee Colvin.
Great win there by Lee by decision. Decisive.
All right, here we are with tonight's winner, Lee Colvin. Lee, first of all, I gotta congratulate you and thank you on a very, very entertaining bout tonight. Man, very few people are willing to sit there and trade with Brynn Heathcock like you did there at the end of, I think, all 3 rounds. How you feeling right now, sir?
I mean, I watched a few of his fights. I was like, that motherfucker's a banger. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out there and see what my jaw's made of. So this whole room is full of badass motherfuckers, so excuse me for the kids, but let's give it up for everybody out here. Give it up for my opponent. Thank you, Mike, for having me. Thank you to my teammates, all my friends and family. I always say I love it.
Hey, I got one question to ask you before you head to the locker room. What about this bout took you by surprise tonight, man? I know you, like I said, I know you studied some tape, but what took you by surprise?
You know, no offense to Brynn, I fuck with him, but I watched it, I was like, all right, he's fast, but he's not that fast. But it's different when you step in here and get across from him. You're like, damn, you know, it's faster than it looks.
I'm gonna pull your attention up here to the screen. We gotta walk us through this part.
I mean, he hit me one of those times, I'm just like, just don't stop. So I say, just keep going. Got hit a couple times, I touched my nose. It's like, damn, I'm bleeding. Let's keep going.
Well, Lee Colvin, what's next?
Mike told me, next one I want the belt, so hopefully November 2nd. I feel good. Obviously, my face is pretty again, but I hope to go back home in November and take the belt.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to seeing that attempt, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, here at Catfish Bend Casino, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Lee Colvin.